afternoon. Thank you for calling in. It's not direct your call, please.
Yes, Tom Green's room, please.
I'll connect you. Hold, please.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, we've designed...
Yeah, it's rolling.
Hello.
Hey, Tom, it's Mike Turley with John Clay Wolf Show here in
Hey,
Dallas.
how are you? What's going on?
Good, man. We're set here. I'm going to introduce you, John, just a second here. Let me pop it up. Hey, John.
Hey, you there? Check.
Go ahead.
Check. A little louder. Check. Hey.
Check.
Hey. 1, 2. Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on?
Not much, man. How are you? Can you bring me up a little bit hotter, Bill? Mm-hmm. There you go. Okay. Or I can just turn my headphones up. That helps. Tom, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity this morning.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for talking to me.
Sure. We do a car show. Are you familiar with that? We're on Big Air. It's kind of a weird deal. I do a comedy / car show.
Nice, like Jay Leno.
Kind of. It's like I think Adam Carolla's CarCast, I think he just kind of ripped it off me.
Yeah, cool.
But I actually know what I'm talking about.
Awesome.
So it works out better. But I bid people's cars on the radio. Literally, they call into the show and say, hey, I've got a, 07 Porsche XYZ, or maybe it's a pile of shit and it's a, whatever. But I give them a number on their car that is good at my dealer affiliates. As you know, in the showbiz, you have to have money to make it work. And these car dealers is what make my show tick.
Nice.
So, anyway, it'd be fun to, when we get going, to talk about, we listened to you on the radio a little bit today, so we can kind of slant on the car end.
All right.
And I'll give you a bid on your car. Not that you want to sell it, but...
All right, cool.
Nonetheless. Okay. So,
just give me a countdown when you're ready to go here.
Okay, how are we going to intro this?
Just on the phone line.
Why don't we... hey, Tom?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me pull this up, man. Why don't we get a lot of calls. Why don't we just act like you're a caller? And you said, hey, man, we'll just go right into your car.
All right.
And then I'll say, dude, this is Tom. Tom, I didn't think he was coming on the show yet. I will make it fun.
All right, cool.
All right.
Countdown here. 3, 2, 1.
Next on line 10, we've got Tom. It doesn't say what kind of car it is. Good morning, Tom. You're on the air.
Hello. Hi. I've got a 1986 Ford LTD.
Yeah?
And it's in pretty good condition. The only thing really wrong with it is if it's raining and I'm at like a stop sign or a stoplight, I have to kind of shift it into neutral and kind of keep the gas down on it in order to keep it from stalling.
Tom, we really try not to talk about what we call POS, pile of blank, on this show. Because this is about $500 a minute air, and you got about a $50 car there, boss?
Oh, $50.
Tom.
I spent $375 for this car 4 years ago.
Tom. Dude, Turley, I didn't know. This is Tom Green.
Yeah, this is Tom Green.
Tom Green is... I didn't realize you were going to slide in on a phone call like this. Good morning,
Mr.
Mr.
I got to get rid of this car, though.
Mr. Funny Man.
Yeah, I'm here in Dallas doing some stand-up comedy this weekend at the Improv.
What's the deal about the no car? Were you trying to make a statement when you went with no car?
Yeah, I was for a minute there, but then I realized it's impossible to live in Los Angeles without a car, so I did have to go get a car. So I got this great Ford LTD.
What do you really drive?
I got a Dodge Challenger.
Me too.
Yeah.
What year is yours?
I got a new one, 2010 Dodge Challenger.
SRT 8 or RT?
It's an RT Classic Edition.
All right, I know exactly what you're talking about. Those different wheels and that badging on the side.
Yeah, and it's got the old school logo, and it's black, and it's got pinstripe down the side of it.
Did you get navigation and sunroof?
I did, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I love it. I love that car. It's my favorite car I've ever had in my life. I've had quite a few cars, and over the last few years, and this is the best one ever. It's fast, and it's kind of stands out in Los Angeles a little bit too. It's not the typical car that I think somebody in Los Angeles would get. So I love it.
You need to take this car right in the late evening and grab you a 6-pack of whatever you enjoy. Get out of town, run the roads, put on, Simple Man, so anything by Leonard Skinner, and roll the windows down and have just about a 3-beer buzz and drive that thing with some good 70s rock. I'm not kidding, dude. I do it.
Are you allowed doing that in Texas?
Absolutely. Welcome to Texas.
You're allowed to drink beer in the car in Texas?
No, but you just do it anyway, and it makes you feel like a man.
Oh, yeah. Well,
it really does. It gives you this buzz I mean, not alcohol, just this feeling. Driving a Challenger with a 3-beer buzz. Maybe have someone else drive and you sit in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Let's make this legal.
Yeah.
Put on the right music, and it just brings you back to the day of Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I have a 73 Challenger also.
Yes.
With a 340 stroked out to a 415. I'm a little bit of a motorhead. But I've got the old Challenger and the new, and I would prefer to drive the old one.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. I only have one car, and it's the Dodge Challenger, and I figured I wanted to get a classic car, but I figured, I don't know enough about engines. It'd be in the shop the whole time, and
I'd
never have anything to drive. So
they break all the time.
So this was sort of the compromise, I guess, was to get this, and it's perfect. I love it.
Hey, all bull aside, I want to ask you a question. Like I said, I've watched you guys forever. When did you realize you were a star? When did you look in the mirror and say, Tom Green, it happened? I can't believe you pulled it off and you're a star, whatever a star is. I'm not talking about the star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I'm talking about when you realized that you crossed that line of wherever it is.
Man, well, I did my show for a long time in Canada, and it was really exciting and everything, but I'd probably say it'd be a toss-up from either being a guest on the Letterman or Tonight Show, or maybe when I was on the cover of Rolling Stone. I think I looked at that and thought, wow, what the heck is going on here? This is crazy. So that was very exciting. But those were probably some of the three most exciting things to do, I've just kind of tried to stay focused on doing what I love doing, though, which is comedy, and not getting too caught up in all that stuff and labels and stuff.
I've always been a fan of comedians since I was a young boy. Richard Pryor tape under my bed, and George Carlin.
Nice.
Murphy, Chappelle, Pryor, Eddie Griffin. Why are... And you may disagree with me, and this is not a racial thing at all. I'm a comedy fan. Why are the best black comedians better than the best white comedians? Do you agree with me or disagree?
Well, Richard Pryor is definitely, probably, in my opinion, one of the best stand-up comedians ever, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really know. I never really like to sort of say something to rate things, in comedy, because comedy is so subjective, and everybody's speaking to people in a different way. So, I could watch Bill Hicks, for instance, and love Bill Hicks as much as I love Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy. But, I could say generally, there's something about, there's a lot of great Canadian comedians too, and there's a lot of great Jewish comedians, and obviously there's something about being, a minority that actually helps you, I think, look at the world from a different perspective, So that might be sort of my, mathematical answer to you there. I certainly would have to say that my favorite stand-up of all time is Richard Pryor, so, I'd agree with you there.
Mine is Dave Chappelle.
And Eddie Murphy was probably the first guy to ever really be able to do stand-up and command the stage as well as he did at such a young age. 19 years old, he was a huge stand-up comedian. Not too many comedians in history that you can look at that were, as dominant in stand-up at 19. Probably very, very few of that, if none.
I think the minority life gave them a lot of content.
Well, it's look, if you're, I can only speak for myself. Being Canadian, you grow up and nobody really knows where you're from, and you kind of, you're everyone thinks you're American when you go anywhere in the world. Well, wait, we're from Canada. Oh, where's that? So you kind of end up sort of getting this little brother complex. Hey, look at me, I'm over here jumping around, goofing off, making a fool of yourself, so you're
funnier because you got a chip on your shoulder from being put down from being Canadian.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying not so much a chip on your shoulder, but there is this sort of maybe a bit of a national sort of insecurity almost of, hey, wait, we're over here, we're cool too, and then you sort of act out a bit on that. It's also a very conservative, nation. The people are I think a little bit more reserved in Canada, and then whenever you have a culture like that, you're going to have people that want to rebel against it. So you have a lot of people that sort of decide to go the opposite route and stand out and make fools of themselves.
My favorite Tom Green bit is the pizza undercutter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Did you get a lot of miles out of that?
Well, people bring that one up all the time. It was definitely one of the ones where I definitely got closest to being physically assaulted in a bad way. A guy coming at me with a hammer. So that was probably, I think, one of the things that people remember about it.
Tom Green at the Improv, Addison, Texas. Get your tickets, 972-404-8501. He's doing several shows, but he's keeping it in an intimate setting, so you really get up close and personal. It's not going to be one of those big stadium deals. It's worth the extra money. I have no idea what the tickets are, but I promise you they're too cheap if it's that small of a room. Tom, thank you so much for calling.
Tickets are low. I think they're $25. Keeping the tickets low. We want people to come out. So
you can't beat that. 972-404-8501. Man, I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.